What's up, y'all? I was just sitting here just self-reflecting and just thinking to myself. I was saying it to my boyfriend, really, like, that everyone is a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of everyone around me. And there's certain aspects within myself that I do and don't like. Like, there's certain things about people I don't like. And you know, the more and more I've read and like listened and read into things of like, you know, what that means, and like, you know, listen to songs and stuff too, like, everyone is a reflection of you. But to get deeper into it, for real, like, I'm seeing it more as like, there's parts of myself that I find like really ravishing and fucking irritating, like irritating and annoying as hell. And I'm over here, instead of like saying what it is and stuff like that, I feel like, there's been times where I tried to say, you know, trying to like self-soothe this part of myself because I see it in other people, and like, it's just this misunderstanding that, like, you know, trying to hurt someone's feelings, or like, you know, that person feeling like, you know, that like you're trying to hurt their feelings. In actuality, you know, it's more of a thing that's kind of like for me, like, it would be more of like a confidence thing, like a self-esteem thing, that like, you know, I don't feel enough. You know, when you tell me about myself, I don't feel like that I'm enough. Or when you're being honest with me, or when you can't do something for me, I get defensive, and I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm not doing this, or I feel like I'm not doing that, or I feel like I'm this to you, or I'm that to you, and I feel like rejected in a way. And I'm noticing it because it shows up in other people, and I find it annoying when, like, I'm trying to tell somebody something about what I do, you know, what I appreciate, what I don't appreciate, stuff like that, and like, it's like that. But if I'm being honest, that's something within myself that I struggle with, and it's annoying, you know, and I really don't know how to, like, I guess, like, cope with it or live with it, because I guess I try to, like, you know, nicely soothe through everything, but that's not the case, because I feel everything deeply, and with me feeling that way, like, you know, whether I'm too much, or whether I'm, you know, too much, annoying, irritating, or I feel like a reject, or I feel like I'm like being like judged, or feeling misunderstood, or like just these feelings, just like these great big feelings, like, and I'm like, well, when I'm thinking about it, it's like, I don't know like how to deal with it, because it pops up in other people, and it's hard, because with those people, I don't know how to react and go about it with either. But when I look back at myself right now, I'm looking back at myself because it just popped in my head, like, you know, it's only like that because of how the way, for me, how the way the other person is handling and taking care of me, because I know what it's like to be abandoned, neglected, or like abused. You know, I've been through mental abuse, emotional abuse, you know, physical abuse, shit, even financial abuse too. Like, I guess, like, I'm so used to, like, I'm so used to just like how the way, like, everything going with the flow, and with the harder things I don't really know how to flow with, and, you know, it just gets me to these points where it's just like, it feels like everyone is against me, or like the people that's trying to help me could be against me, or just this feeling of, like, you know, like these big walls being put up, like being stacked up against the outside world and myself. And I'm over here getting mad at other people for being that way when I haven't really healed that part of myself. or fully recognized, or at least brought it to light. And like, I keep hearing this song, Kendrick Lamar, every individual is only a version of you. And when I think of that, you know, it kind of clears up a whole path for me to see, like, hey, like, you know, by you at least acknowledging and accepting that, you're like already moving ahead somewhere to where you would want to be, or where you need, not where you want, not where you want to be, but more like, you know, where you need to be, opening up your mind and stuff like that. You know, everyone says that they want to be their best version of themselves, and to each his own. You have your own truth and stuff like that, but I'm not trying, like, I don't want to look for the best version of myself if I'm already a version of myself and I haven't really accepted or seen and appreciated this version of myself, because I prayed to be here before. Trust me, I prayed for this. I prayed for times and stuff like this. I used to cry, genuinely cry, because how quiet my life was at one point, like 2 years ago. And I had to keep reminding myself every time I went to nature, my mom always reminded me when I was outside with her, like, you know, it's not going to be like this forever. It's temporary. Everything's literally temporary. The seasons for a reason. Seasons change each and every day. It might not always be a sunny day. It might be rainy one day. And I'm realizing that, and it's really catching me in a freaking chokehold, because there's things that's like trying to tell me something, like, especially my people-pleasing tendencies and stuff like that. Like, everything I see in other people that I don't like, quote unquote, or I don't understand, is just a version of myself, or just something inside of myself that I'm looking at, but I'm not fully receiving, or you know, genuinely looking into. And you know, it's just like I would love to turn my lip up and be like, you know, bump this and bump that, but at the same time, by me doing that, what am I really learning? What am I really teaching myself? What am I really just, like, you know, what am I not being honest about? And I think, like, for a lot of things and a lot of, like, understanding, we do that a lot. We look at things and, you know, we judge them so fast because we don't understand it, or we judge it because we feel like that's not us. In reality, that is us. That is me. That is you. You talking about you looking at a homeless person, talking about you know, they doing anything for money, but, you know, why judge someone if that's you? That's you scavenging, looking for money to pay for your car note, to pay for a bill, to pay for some diapers. That's you stealing at the store to do this, that, and the third. Put money, put food on the table for your peoples, for your family. Stealing toys for Christmas for your kids. Just doing stuff, but we have the urge and the audacity to turn our lips up at one another and judge. We're all a reflection of one another. Just like how I see the beauty in some people, and you know, I'm realizing, like, you know, even with that, when you see the beauty within something, you see just something within a person, and you're like, yeah, you know, person, they got this and they're like, you know, I like this, like that, you know, I want to do this. Or you could be in a spectrum of like, oh, like, you know, like, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that. Or, you know, that you want to do that. You gain the inspiration because you see something within them that you know that you have within yourself, or that you see something within them that you like within yourself. It's always like a spectrum of things. And I'm realizing that, you know, even with that, like, the beauty of it, like, you see a reflection of, like, this beautiful crystal gem that you are also too. It's just that they're not in your body. You're not not in their body. You know, I was just watching this tarot video, like it was like more like a channeling video, and like she kind of like touched up on that, like, you know, like, and when she was talking about it, she was saying that basically, like, you know, kind of like having something, you know, like someone, like, kind of like, you know, they want what you have, basically. Like, that's kind of like to sum it up a little bit. Like, they want what you have, but like, you know, you can't have what somebody else, like, you know, you can't be that person. You know, you don't know what it took to be in that person's shoes and their, you know, their struggles and stuff like that. And all I could think about was Inside Out 2 and fucking the little blue one. What's her name? I think her name was Envy. Yes, her name was Envy. She was like, wow, your hair. Wow, your hair. Wow, your hair. About to touch the girl here, and the girl was like what? Like, girl, what are you doing? And then that also reminded me of this other, like, I'm telling you, Disney movies will always teach me a lot about myself. And there was this other thing, I was watching, it's called Win or Lose, and it was this episode of, I see it on TikTok too, of this little boy and this little girl. I don't know if it's two girls or not. I think, because it's him. I think it was two little girls, but, right, like, do it. That basically, like, the little girl, she was doing everything in her power, like, to, like, make the other little girl feel how the way she was feeling, because she was jealous. She liked the girl. She was jealous because she liked her. She was, like, you know, just like doing the whole nine. She was jealous in a way because she liked the girl, and she kind of hurt the girl's feelings. And not only that, like, she was like kind of like being like mean, like, you know, being like a little stuck up in a way, and like basically doing everything in her power to just, like, you know, like just these intense feelings that, like, she wanted the girl to feel, but that wasn't her, those weren't her emotions to feel. And what's the face, like, oh yeah, what's the face, it just didn't, you know, work out. I'm sorry, I kind of got like a little distracted. I'm kind of getting tired myself, but like, that's how, like, I'm not gonna lie, I say this because I kind of relate to these scenes and stuff like that. Like, you know, I'm realizing too that within all of this, like, there's like different versions of like everything, like everything. And you know, this shit is gonna take some time. Everything takes time, like, and also the time is not really real either. Time is not real, and shit can be happening in like a day, and it feels like it's happening like 7 years. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all, like, you know, tired, hell yeah. You know, who wouldn't be tired and everything? But also too, just having like this actuality of like realizing, just being, you know, present enough to see like what is and what's not. And that's kind of why, like, in my previous video, I made art. I made a painting. I promised myself I was going to do something for myself, and I did it. And I painted however the fuck I had felt, and it felt pretty good to have done so. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like, even with that, like, to just like get everything out there and just to spew out my feelings and just say exactly how the way I feel without really thinking too much about, you know, what's going to be acceptable, what's not going to be acceptable. It's just freedom within itself. You know, that's my biggest thing. It's just like that, like I said in the beginning of this video, like going back to the rejection part, where I see other people, you know, like just like this constant need of validation. Like, it's just like I'm consciously aware of what my issue is, but acting actively committing to, you know, receiving what it is I may need, whether it's the help, whether it's the people, whether it's everything, like, it's hard. Like, piece by piece, like it's coming, yeah, but like, it's hard. I make it hard for myself. I make it harder for those around me. Like, I feel disconnected because of like that part of myself that I don't fully understand, because I'm still over here trying to understand these people, you know, those versions of myself. You know, it's just like, you could cut them off, you could stop talking to them and stuff like that, but what good is that going to do besides just suppressing more? Or not even, like, you could like you could talk to yourself a million times about the same exact thing, but like, what is that going to do? Nothing. Those people are still going to do what they want. Like, I realized that, you know, with this version of myself, like, through people, right? With this version of myself through people, like, I could have a conversation with these people, tell them what I do and don't like. They'll do it until I start to stand on what I say. They'll stop, and then, like, you know, they'll slowly start implementing, like, you know, they're like, you know, realize, like, you know, what I'm trying to say, what I'm not trying to say, and then, like, you know, it's still there, it's still constant, because I'm still allowing it to happen. That's like the conclusion I kind of came with, because I still allow it to happen. But like, I feel like there's like something deeper to it. Like my mind is just like, you know, it's more than like you're just allowing it to happen. It's just like, you sympathize with it. You sympathize with this version of yourself, with this person, because you know exactly what it is to like to feel that. You know what rejection feels like. You know that feeling, but you just won't allow yourself to accept that, hey, this, that, and the third, maybe it's not them, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me looking into things, you know, too hard. Maybe it's me, you know, psychoanalyzing. Maybe it's me just trying to make somebody feel exactly how I feel. Maybe it is me. I am my fucking problem. I am my fucking problem. I got a YouTube channel that I post hoping for people to see me, when I have mass followers on Instagram. I got viewers on TikTok. Yeah, I don't post my stuff or let myself be known on these other platforms, but I'm looking for validation on YouTube. That don't make no sense. It would make sense to post shit on, you know, the platforms that you do, if you want people to see you and people to learn and heal, instead of isolate yourself from potential connection because you're afraid. But you're afraid of rejection. I confuse my fucking self, but it's true though. I digress, but yeah, this is why I'm making YouTube videos. Yeah, but you know, I acknowledge it, and I'm accepting it slowly but surely. But this shit's hard, because I do have a lot to say, and I do have a lot of great big feeling, but this shit is fucking hard. Don't be hard on yourselves, y'all. Take this shit one day at a fucking time. Take it one day at a time. This healing shit, this understanding your self-worth, understanding yourself, understanding your soul, undoing yourself, recommitting and relearning yourself. This shit is hard. Especially if God knows exactly who you are. But later.